Hey guys, welcome to your balancing makeup notes. So we are going to do our doodle notes like we've done in class before. So let's just go over a few main things first. We'll go over steps and then we'll do a couple sample problems. So first we need to go over the different parts of our element. So we know that this number up here, this is my charge. That tells me whether it's lost or gained electrons, or if it's more likely to lose or gain electrons based on its Lewis dot structure. This bottom number tells me how many. And so those are both review from what we've done before. And now we have our last thing we're going to add, and that's our coefficient. And that's also a how many. But it's of the entire molecule. So the big number over here, that's my entire molecule, as opposed to my small number over here. That's talking about the individual elements. And remember, if there's no number, we assume that it's a 1. Alright guys, now let's go over the steps to balancing a chemical reaction. Our first step is to identify our reactants and products. Our second step is to draw a RAP chart, and we'll explain what that is in a second. Our third step is to identify how many of each element we have present in our reactants and products. Our fourth step is to make elements on each side of the arrow equal by multiplying by coefficients. Step 5 is to repeat step 4 until all elements are equal. So the reactants of all elements are equal to the products of all elements. Alright, so let's do our practice problem. We have copper chloride plus hydrogen sulfide yielding copper sulfide and hydrochloric acid. First thing we need to do is identify our reactants and our products. We then need to draw a RAP chart, which we take the R and the P from reactants and products and make a column in the middle that's an A. We then need to identify how many of each elements we have. So we have copper, chlorine, hydrogen, and sulfur. We have 1 copper, 1 chlorine, 2 hydrogens, and 1 sulfur on my reactant side. On my product side, I have 2 copper, 1 chlorine, 1 hydrogen, and 1 sulfur. And so, step 4 is make the elements on each side equal by multiplying by coefficients. And so what we're going to do is, if you notice, hydrogen's got a 2 here and a 1 here. That means we need to multiply the hydrogen by 2. And since it's in a compound, we have to put the 2 in front, which means I'm also multiplying my chlorine. Now, that means I have 2 chlorines and 2 hydrogens now. So I have 2 here and 1 here. So I need to multiply by my coefficient of 2 because chlorine is connected to my copper. I need to put a 2 there, which means I'm also changing my 2. And if I check, I've got 2 coppers on both sides. I've got 2 chlorines on both sides, 2 hydrogens on both sides, and 1 sulfur on both sides. So we're done. And this would be my answer. Alright guys, let's do one more sample problem. We have copper plus silver nitrate yielding copper nitrate and silver. So what you got to do is identify my reactants and products and then draw a RAP chart. The reason you identify your reactants and products is so that your R's and P's are already under where they should go. We then need to identify what elements are present. We have Cu, Ag, and then because nitrate is a polyatomic and it's on both sides, we keep it together. So we end up with NO3. Now I count how many of each I have on both sides. I have 1 copper, 1 silver, 1 nitrate on my reactant side. I have 1 copper, 1 silver, and 2 nitrates on my product side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to multiply to get the correct balance. So I have 2 here, 1 here, which means I need to multiply NO3 by 2 to get 2. But Ag is connected to NO3. So my 2 has to go in front of both of them, which means I'm also multiplying Ag by 2. Now my Ags are unequal, so I need to multiply Ag by 2. And since Ag is by itself, we're done. And my answer is right here. If you have any questions, I will be available through Zoom to do tutoring on Thursday and Friday during office hours. I've also attached 2 sample problems from the worksheet you're going to start tomorrow, so start there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.